Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Handling grief is never easy. Handling something traumatic like these kids just witnessed is very, very difficult for multiple reasons. Because, on one hand, the kids, children are not psychologically able to handle, especially while their minds are still developing. They're not really able to handle the gravity of the situation. Well, most of them aren't. I'm not going to say there aren't children out there who are, logically, like Norman, for instance. I know there are kids out there like Norman who can logically deduce and can contemplate what has happened and handle the trauma properly to a certain degree. But trauma is such a difficult thing, especially for stuff that, this is a very extreme circumstance.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, I feel like it's a little bit different when you literally encounter something straight up supernatural that shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's a whole lot of the thing about stuff like that with Lovecraft that I kind of wonder in real life what effect it would have on someone is stuff that we see in horror movies and everything. We always know, it's not really real.
Yeah.
But if you put yourself in the situation enough and have enough, I guess it takes empathy and such, for the characters to really picture what it would be like if you were there and that was real and that was actually happening and your brain was being basically bitch slapped into next week by the fact that shit that you've always thought wasn't a real thing actually exists.
Yeah.
Would you actually just go insane from knowing that? Because the thing about Lovecraft is he shapes it in a way that it's so vague that he just basically says, this person saw this, they went insane. So your brain starts picturing the most horrifying thing imaginable. But would it really take something that's actually just out of your imagining if you really saw it and it was real for you to go insane from knowing that it's real? Just something to think about.
Well,
so if I actually was out in the woods and suddenly I was faced with an actual fucking werewolf, would I be a lot more terrified than I think I would be?
Well, I mean,
part of me says I would be that's cool as shit, and I'm glad that I get to die in such a badass way. But part of me would be holy fuck, they're real.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, as we talked about, the human brain often splits in two whenever you witness something supernatural like that. It's real or it isn't. And you have to convince yourself, especially if the evidence is there. I mean, they witnessed it themselves.
And then the people are always real. Yeah, I would kick that little girl ghost in the face if she showed up in my bedroom. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I get this feeling that while that would be my initial reaction, if I saw a pale as fuck, kind of transparent little girl, Japanese horror ghost actually there in front of me, I think I would probably freeze the fuck up.
I think any one of us would.
It would chill me so much that I don't know if I could even run. I would feel like it would be in a nightmare, and I would try to run, and my legs would turn to jelly, and I'd fall all over myself and shit, and she would definitely get me. Because, my brain's gonna go, yeah, kick her in the face, but it's she's a fucking ghost. Kicking her in the face probably ain't gonna do shit.
If anything, your foot will go right through her face, and she'll just be like...
And then she'll pull your soul out through your ears.
Yeah, she'll just, rip your soul out. God. So that's some scary stuff that could happen in real life, but honestly, this anime, I mean, I was genuinely surprised with how well they handled the characters going through the emotions in their mind, because they couldn't say anything, because they'd have said anything, they'd have gotten killed.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I mean, now that they know, I mean, what are they supposed to do with this information?
For one thing, they're going to have to convince everybody else that it's actually a thing, and you can do that one of two ways. Telling them, in which case, I would say 75% of those kids aren't going to believe them. Because even though they're the smartest and some of the oldest kids there, they're going to be like, haha, you're just joking with us. You're just trying to scare us.
This
That's
game
a funny
isn't
joke.
funny.
Yeah, and then there's actually take them and show them, in which case that's really dangerous. So
yeah. But
the third way would be, I doubt they have access to it, and that's if they could get a hold of like a camera or something and bring back pictures.
I don't think they do. I mean,
I doubt they have access to
well,
something like that.
They said technology is limited because the kids, like as Emma was saying, she's never seen a car before.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would have anything like that, but I don't know. But anyway, we got the next episode queued up here. Promised Neverland, Season 1, Episode 2, 131045. Here. So that just escalated the whole situation into a whole new territory right there. I mean...
Yeah, you have two sets of eyes watching you now instead of just one.
Yeah, and one of them has a tracking device, and the other one is pretty much...
She looks like a big lady, too.
Yeah, she looks like a hunter, effectively. She's like if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was a freaking woman.
Pretty much. It's like having a fucking Clash or somebody from Rainbow Six there to help out. And it's like, oh, shit.
Or, what's her name from fucking Overwatch? The Russian bitch.
Zarya.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that beefy, but she still looks like a big lady.
Oh, I know. Lady Doomfist. She-Fist.
Yeah, especially for like little kids, like any adult that's bigger than usual would be like a giant, basically. So,
well, I've met.
It's like I was looking at the scale of her to the kids, and I'm just like, damn,
it's a big lady.
It's like maybe like if they ganged up in like a group, they could take down Mother or whatever, if they had to. But
yeah,
probably not that bitch.
Nah, I'm.
She'd probably smash all of them.
Yeah, and here's the thing: there's normal human beings, and then there are like people with caveman DNA. For instance, I've met Dave Bautista. Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
6'6", 290 pounds. The dude is in his 50s. I shook his hand. It was like grabbing a granite. It was like trying to grab a chunk of granite. There was no give to his hand. And it was huge. And he was huge. And I'm looking up at that and I'm like, well, I don't want to die today, so I'm not going to piss this guy off. So the whole thing with this character being introduced now is just like, well, what can you do other than just... What can you do except cross your fingers and hope she doesn't notice you?
Yep.
God. So, and
it's
also...
like, hopefully it's not like a demon society outside the walls like they think it is, because I don't see them actually escaping and surviving even with a few of them as opposed to like all of them.
Yeah. Well, the strongest three are definitely Emma, Norman, and Ray. Emma is the optimist, Ray is the pessimist, and Norman is pretty much... he's pretty much the most logical thinking one. He has a plan for almost everything.
He is and he isn't. Because he's like, I like her, so I'm basically like, I always want to see her smile, so I'm going to do basically an illogical thing to keep her happy, pretty much. And it's just what he said. It's like making a decision based on emotions, pretty much.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
It is pretty effed up in that
situation
to consider leaving those that you consider your family behind.
Well, he is
right. He's very logical and like coldly logical and saying like, yeah, this is the best way is if it's just us three get out of here, basically, because everybody else isn't going to make it anyways.
Well, Ray, Ray is the pessimist. Or the realist, if you will.
So I think this could actually go pretty horribly at a point.
I think it will.
If it doesn't go horribly before they escape, they could escape, and then it starts going horribly from there, and then they see how,
how messed up the world actually is.
Yeah, and like it turns out that like they really can't keep their friends alive in the hostile world, and it ends up getting down to just those three anyways because there wasn't anything they could do to save all the rest of them, so they basically let them to their deaths earlier than they would have been, pretty much.
I'm thinking that maybe one of the main three, might die at the end of this, helping the others escape.
Possibly. I hope not.
I hope not either, but that's just where my brain's at right now.
So.
Well, yeah.
So that's the thing about series that are giving a definite opening, like in terms of like, this is a horrible thing where, people that you really like care about could die. Is like it's most likely going to happen at some point. So.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not really horror, honestly, because what happens in horror? Horrible things.
Exactly.
It's a quote from Under Wraps.
But
we're in a demon shish-kebab, the family of four. And he's like, what do you think happens in horror? Horrible things.
Horrible things. Yeah. Oh, God. This anime is going to be an emotional roller coaster. I just know it is. So, hopefully you all enjoyed what you saw here. And hopefully you'll continue to join us with this adventure into the promised Neverland. This was Season 1, Episode 2, 131045.
If you know of any other good horror anime that you don't think it would be likely that we ever get to reacting to, that you could give me to watch in my spare time in the comment section, I would appreciate it, because I'm going to be probably itching to watch stuff like this now.
Oh, God.
And I need suggestions for stuff I can watch on my own time, because I'm now kind of sad that I suggested this and I have to probably wait like a longer amount of time to see each episode. But because it's really fucking interesting me.
We'll
already,
see if we can't speed run this, because we did 2 episodes tonight. Who's to say in a few more days we can't do 2 more?
Hopefully, that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace out.